Story, extremely unfortunate news coming from France. Over 120 people were killed in several shootings across Paris, as well as explosions outside the National Stadium where France was playing Germany in a friendly football match. Now, police officials said that at least 100 were dead inside a concert hall where attackers seized hostages. 3 suspected attackers were also killed during the operation, while 2 suicide bombers detonated near Stade de France. French President François Hollande, who was attending an international soccer match with German Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier when several explosions took place outside the National Stadium, declared a state of emergency in Paris and announced the closure of France's borders to stop perpetrators from escaping. Now, Hollande, in a televised address, said the nation would stand firm and united against the attackers.
Pour être sûr qu'aucune attaque ne puisse.
We have taken the decision to mobilize all possible forces in order to neutralize the terrorists and to guarantee the security of all the areas which could be concerned. I have also asked for military to be present in wider Paris to make sure that no further attack can take place. The second decision which I have taken is to close the borders.
Également être appréhendé s'il devait sortir du territoire.
Well, there was no immediate claim of responsibility for the series of attacks. Counter-terrorism prosecutors said they had opened a preliminary investigation. As a precautionary measure, all schools and universities in the Paris region will be closed today. The attack comes as France has heightened security measures ahead of a major global climate conference that starts in 2 weeks out of fear of violent protests and potential terrorist attacks.
We heard 2 explosions. At first I thought it was a homemade bomb. There were lots of rumours in the stadium. It was going off next to the entrance E. It was very noisy. We heard rumours of there being a shooter. It was all very confusing inside the stadium.
The crowd started moving. Everyone started panicking. It was impossible to leave. The trains were blocked, people everywhere. It's very stressful. It's chaos in Paris.
And for more on the Paris attacks, we're now joined by senior journalist Vijay Singh, who has been working in Paris. Mr. Singh, extremely unfortunate events which have been unfolding in Paris. How do you see them? Over 120 people killed, and while there is no claim of responsibility by any terror group, this has been quite a shocker from Paris.
Yes, absolutely. For the second time in the year, less than a year ago, you heard about the Charlie Hebdo events. And this time now, well, I mean, I was a bit surprised because just before I left Paris, as you know, I'm in Delhi at the moment. I'd come on a quick 3-day visit, and I was supposed to leave. I'm actually supposed to leave for the airport now. But it seems that, security didn't work because, they had beefed up the security ahead of the COP21 conference, the global climate conference that you spoke of. But, unless we conquer anger, violence, but it's really shocking. About the last reports I have is 120 dead, and most of them in Bataclan, which is a very popular concert hall in the heart of Paris on the right bank. And the whole area, actually, if you were to study, it's the area around, once again, around the Charlie Hebdo area where it had taken place, where these 7 assaults have taken place, except the football ground that you mentioned, which is outside Paris. Well, that's where we are at the moment.
Right, Mr. Singh, the attacks have taken place outside a concert hall. There was a friendly football match being played. Do you think there has been a deliberate attempt to target, popular spots and really terrorize people, the common man?
Yes, absolutely, because, it's look at the timing, around 12 o'clock at night, Friday evening. As you know, Paris is a place, for tourists, for youngsters. They go out a lot. There must have been more than 1 million people who were out Friday night at that time, and they attacked Bataclan, which is, as I said, which is a very popular concert hall, and apparently unconfirmed reports, but I read, most of my Facebook friends are journalists because I've worked with Le Monde and Liberation for many years. So I'm reading their reports at the moment, and it seems that people were picked up, and one by one and shot dead. So, so all in all, it's really, it's both chaos and hell let loose in Paris at the moment.
Right, Mr. Singh, are you also hearing whether any Indian has been an unfortunate victim at in these events?
Well, I mean, it is very close to the Indian area, very, very close. It's less than 1 kilometer to the Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan, South Asian neighborhood in Paris. But, you know, Paris is a very deeply densely populated sort of an area. So even if you're 2 roads away, you're probably slightly safer. But this is the Indian area, but I haven't heard of any Indians being attacked as such. And most of them don't normally go to Bataclan or to that concert hall.
Right, so we'll have to see that. Mr. Singh, also one last question, you know, that a global climate conference is coming up. How far do you think that these events, obviously they will have an effect on that, but how far do you think will this really impact that conference?
Well, I don't think, you know, because at the moment we're in the heart of it. I'm personally in the midst of this chaos because I don't even know borders are closed, so I believe the flight will be cancelled. But I think in a day or two, you know, things will start sort of smoothing out. And this conference is about 15 days from now, a bit more. I think it should go on, but there'll certainly be a lot of drama and frenzy before that.
Right, so we will have to look into the details. Thank you, Mr. Vijay Singh, for joining us on DD News. So senior journalist Mr. Vijay Singh, who has been working in Paris, telling us that, you know, how these the places where these blasts have taken place, these attacks have taken place, are very close to Indian settlements, South Asian settlements. And while there is no claim of responsibility, we will have to look into whether there is any Indian who has become the unfortunate victim of any of these attacks. We'll keep getting you the latest from there, but right now we'll move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is on a visit to the United Kingdom, has expressed his anguish and grief over the Paris multiple attacks. The Prime Minister, in a tweet, said, and I quote, "News from Paris is anguishing and dreadful. Prayers with the families of the deceased. We are united with the people of France in this tragic hour." Now, British Prime Minister David Cameron said he was shocked by the attacks in Paris and pledged assistance to his European neighbour. And US President Barack Obama has condemned the deadly terrorist attacks in Paris, saying that the attack is not just on France, but on all of humanity and the universal values, and also pledged to work with France to bring those responsible to justice.
Good evening, everybody. Once again, we've seen an outrageous attempt to terrorize innocent civilians. This is an attack not just on Paris, it's an attack not just on the people of France, but this is an attack on all of humanity and the universal values that we share. We stand prepared and ready to provide whatever assistance that the government and the people of France need to respond. We're going to do whatever it takes to work with the French people.
And United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon also condemned the despicable terrorist attacks in Paris.